Hello, hello. Good afternoon, everybody. It is ChubbyRay Comics live. This is the Roundtable, and I am very honored. My dream guest is here, but I got the GOAT. It's Omar. How you
I'm
doing,
your
buddy?
dream guest.
Yes.
Wow, you did not shoot high enough.
When I started the Roundtable, I told everybody my dream guest is you. I'm very, very honored that you were here.
Did you tell Omnidog that?
I did. I did tell Omnidog that. Yeah.
James, please tell me you clipped that.
Yeah, I did tell Omnidog that you were my dream guest. I was
okay.
Very glad you did this.
Well, thank you, man. I'm honored to be here. Thank you so much for asking me to come on. It's my
I think
absolute
when
pleasure.
you look at what we do in talking about collected editions, especially, you are the GOAT. You're the guy that started this. I think a lot of YouTube, at least all the collected edition YouTube guys, they started because they were inspired by you. Has that sunk in? That
Well, I mean, so there were other people before me. I remember Comics Guide 101. He had his own channel. Riley had his own channel, Omnibus Collector. There were a couple of guys, I cannot remember, Hardcover Comics, that's who it was. There were channels, but I think what I did was I guess I did my own thing. I did things a little bit different than they did. I started doing things I wanted to see on YouTube, things that would make a new collector and new reader's life easier. And I think that's why I started getting a lot more attention from different viewers. Like, I wanted to see videos that weren't out there that would have helped me on my journey. So yeah, there were, and like I said, there were others before my channel. But then I think either they got, because it is a lot. You either got burned out or they started doing different things. And Omnibros is still around. Those guys are still doing things. Yeah.
there's a lot to it that I think people don't, that a lot of people don't understand. I got to tell you, and you are very good at this. I know your background is not broadcasting. Your background,
no, not at all. No,
is, IT or something.
Yes,
but
sir.
you have, and I've told you this before, you have a gift. I mean, I've done professional broadcasting since I was a teenager. You have a natural air about you as a broadcaster that is just natural. And then as you're working at it, you get even better. I mean, I watch your content and I think all the time, my God, if radio was still a thing, unfortunately it's not anymore, but if radio was still a thing, you could have very easily hosted a radio show. In fact, you and Melanie, I would have hired you and Melanie to be my morning show on some type of alternative rock or AC.
Oh my God, dude, that's such a compliment. I got a face for radio. That's what it is.
I'm saying, the way you entertain, you've got that, you have that broadcast sensibility. But I think that might have been what helped to your success. Why some of those places you mentioned are gone, and you're still around and have the success that you've had.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of the things that you do behind the scenes, a lot of research, and of course you do it yourself. So a lot of recording, a lot of editing, a lot of reading, and if you're not doing one of those, what are you even doing? Like, especially once you do this full time, then it really becomes a when do I stop? I think my wife has, it was 2 days ago, I was in the middle of an edit and I said I still have a book to read, and she reminded me that our kid is not always going to ask to go to the park with her friend. And I said, okay. Yep. And I think that's a nice reminder, right? Like, I hate that I need that, but I do need that from time to time. It is a grind.
Bringing a book with you to the park.
I did not bring a book with me to the park. I went and had fun. I threw frisbee with the kids, and just kind of relax, it's but it's a lot more to it than that, as you probably know, when it comes to these things, right? Like, I
I'm
think
learning.
we all talk about anybody when people ask my advice, how do you do this? How is it that you're so successful? I think everybody measures success differently, right? Some people look at it like popularity, money. For me, it's I don't know. I don't really sit down and look and pay attention to like the numbers or how much a video is making. I like looking at analytics to see what's working, what isn't, but I don't really focus on the praising like, "Ooh, that was a really good idea. I should do that more often," when I really should. Um, I
What
really should
you said
take
earlier
more.
that I thought was great is you said you concentrated on stuff that you wanted to see, which I
Yeah.
think that is brilliant.
Well, thank you. I think it's because it was lacking on YouTube. It was lacking on the internet. I remember one of the biggest. So the haul videos always do well.
Right.
I don't. I I can't remember the last time I did a haul video. I need to do another one. But those videos I always noticed perform well. So I tried out something that I wanted to see, and it was the reading order of X-Men. People saw pictures of my shelves and they're like, why don't you have this? And I would reply back with, well, I don't have the Asgardian Wars because that is collected in this collection. And they were like, whoa. Like it was like I was blowing their mind by just knowing these things that I guess I took for granted for people to, I assumed everybody knew. And then I remember when I came back into comics and I started trying to find a like comprehensive reading order collection of Superman. There was one website that had it. It was part of the Miller World, which doesn't even exist anymore. And there was a guy that was going through like the different trade paperbacks that were long out of print, and it was just there were so many holes. And I'm like, I really wish there was something like this. And of course, my buddy Crushing Crisis has been doing his website, but his is more thorough. His is more like if you want to, if you go from this issue of She-Hulk, you go over here. I needed something like I just want to read Superman, even though it's got some missing gaps. How do I collect it? What's available? What's out there? And there wasn't a database for that. There wasn't a database for any of that. So I took it to X-Men, and I'm like, I know this. I put hours of research into how many volumes there are. And keep in mind, this is the very first one that came out like 8 years ago, not the new one. So that video, well, it was X-Men and it was a reading order. That video did really well. And I thought to myself, man, this is crazy. People actually enjoy, or maybe they don't, I don't know. Enjoy listening to me talk about X-Men. Boy, that opened up.
Well, you're passionate. People are drawn to passion, and you're very passionate about this. And I think that's why your stuff becomes so. I find myself watching your stuff over and over again because you find something new every time you watch it. And I think that's a rare quality. That's a rare quality that we get from entertainers when you don't get sick of something.
Oh, thank you, man. I really appreciate that. It's something I never take for granted. Like all, as many comments as I get is you've been doing this for a while, right? You get all these kind comments, and then there's one that kind of rubs you the wrong way. But I've gotten past those days of pinning those comments and poking fun at people. I kind of just ignore those things for now. But
yeah, I got years of
you know what it's like.
I got experience doing that. Yeah, you just got to ignore the.
Well, I'm a bit of a smart ass, so when people would leave a comment like that, oh man, I tore into them. And the thing was, is like I was so bad at this. I would pin the comment. I was like, "You're gonna act a fool. You're gonna learn today." Dude, and 9 times out of 10, the people would delete the comment. Like, this ain't worth it. This guy just tore me a new one. Then there are people that would double down. And then I would reply back. And I'm like, man, I ain't got time for this. I can't. Like, this is not. And I remember it was one of my viewers that told me just ignore it, man. You're still, even though you're a funny guy and you're replying back to these comments in a funny way, it's still energy you're spending on it. If you think about that, spend that energy on something else. And I like that. So I stop. I don't, whatever. People can, as long as they're not insulting my guests or
your family.
I don't care. Whatever.
Well, let's go back. Let's go back to Little Omar. Little Omar. I want to go back to Omar's comic origin. Let's go back to young Omar.
Okay.
Did you were born in Peru?
I was Lima, Peru.
What city?
Yep.
What city in Peru?
Lima.
Okay, you were born in Lima, and you're a little kid. Let's go back to when you first got your first comic. I'd love to know, or maybe that was after you came to. I don't know what.
No, it was in Peru.
Okay.
I was. Let's see.
And was it in Spanish or English?
It was in English. Now in Peru, we had comic strips and we had like Condorito, which is like a anthropomorphic condor, but I like those. But the first comic, I was in the children's hospital in Peru because I had my appendix taken out, and my uncle sent me a care package. So I was 4 years old when that happened. 4, 5, 5, 4. And I couldn't read in English. Like I couldn't read that well in Spanish, let alone English. And because he lived in Miami Beach, and he sent me a care package of comic books and candy and things like that, because I was in the hospital for about a week or so recovering. So the book that stood out to me was Uncanny X-Men. I just like the art. It was Paul Smith. It was Uncanny X-Men 168. And
wow, it's amazing you remember that.
I want it more. Oh, I mean, it's iconic, right? It's Kitty Pryde, kind of solo. Beautiful artwork, first appearance of Madeline Pryor. But I didn't know any of that until much later. I just like looking at the colorful pictures. So down there, like a lot of Latin American countries, they were trying to print some of the stuff, right? Like almost like anthologies. Translating some of the X-Men with Patrulla X, if you were lucky enough to find those. Most of the time it was like Superman or Spider-Man or some of the creator-owned stuff from down there. But that's how I got started, and I started reading some stuff in Spanish when it was translated. But it was all over the place, right? You couldn't get a sequential story. Like you couldn't follow the adventures of the X-Men with the next issue because that's not the way they were collected. So it wasn't until I moved to America in 1987 that I was able to, wow, they actually have stores. Woohoo! Well, dedicated to comics, man.
What made you guys move to I imagine your father?
Yeah, my dad. So my auntie came here to the United States when she was a kid in high school, and she was a foreign exchange student, and she fell in love with a guy. They ended up like getting married later on. Like she came back and started her family, and then my uncle, for reasons, needed to get out of the country. That's another video.
That's another interview to come in a later time.
Yeah, and he settled in Miami Beach, and land of opportunities, dude. Yeah, it's America. Ever since I was a kid in Peru, of course I wanted to live here. Now that was 1987 when we moved here. My mom and dad applied for a visa in 1979. So it took 8 years to get a visa to come here.
Wow.
Yeah. As you know, I mean, it's a South American country, right? Like we ain't got much, we ain't got oil, we ain't got nothing to offer. So that's
my grandfather came from San Luis, came from Mexico, and he got a job working for the railroad, and he basically had to build a railroad from all the way up, and eventually the railroad company sponsored him. That's how he came in. It was, but yeah, anybody who comes from anybody who comes from a foreign country, there's a process to get in. It's always too hard a process for immigrants. But you came in and you started. So you were how old when you came to the U.S.?
1987. That would have made me. Let's see. We came here in January, so I was 8. Yeah, I was 8 years old, and then March was my birthday, so I turned 9 here. Yeah, was great, man. I always tell this story. This story always brings a tear to my eye. But I remember coming to America. So it was January of 1987. Me, my dad, my brother, and myself. This kind of shows you the perspective of a child that comes in. This is something that anybody that's born to poverty will never forget. Yeah. So so I come here and we end up, my uncle picks us up from the airport and we end up coming to Kentucky is what happens. Like that's where my family, my dad's other brother was living here. I was like, why can't we stay in Miami? There's people that speak English.
As an immigrant, you came to Kentucky,
right? I was like, wow, you can't stay in Miami?
I'm sure it's a very
well. My dad was like, have you seen the women? We got to stay in Miami, but no, it's a lot. But it's we came to Kentucky, and I remember my uncle picked us up from the bus station, and we went to his house, and he had a Christmas tree. And there were all these presents underneath the Christmas tree. And it was like 26 presents, man. And I remember telling him, I was like, oh my gosh, you guys waited for us to open your gifts, like to celebrate Christmas. And my uncle said, no, those are all for you all. And dude, I started crying. Like I was like, what? I never in my life, like, did I imagine a world like that? I mean, this is not what you have.
Yeah.
Not where I was from. We were lucky to get one gift.
So we
were lucky it wasn't a bag of rice. I ain't joking, dude.
You had family in Kentucky that welcomed you. And
yeah.
So that's where you ended up growing up. And your dad was able to get a job.
I call it the Kentucky curse. I mean, I did try to get up and leave, right? Try to move to Atlanta, try to move to where did I go? San Francisco. Some girl usually brought me back, and I'm like, oh, girl, that sounds like a good idea. I guess I'll go back. But I don't know, man. I just, I guess it is meant to be. Here I am raising my kids in the state of Kentucky. So, yeah.
So you graduate high school in Kentucky.
Yeah.
Go to college.
Yeah. Yep.
And then how long after college? Well, I imagine you get a job and blah, blah, blah. You decide I'm going to settle in Kentucky. And how long before you end up moving to Atlanta or San Francisco?
Oh, so I got accepted to an art academy in San Francisco. So I went there and then I was seeing this girl and she was like, oh, come on, we can make this work. And I was like, okay. So I dropped that. And then that didn't work out. So went back to school. And I guess I wasn't ready. So I was like, I think I'm going to go to Atlanta, like hang out with some friends down there. I had some friends that live down there.
You were in illustration? Is that why you're going to art school?
That's why I went to San Francisco, yeah. And then in Atlanta, I just ended up getting a job and stayed there with a couple of friends for a couple of months. That didn't work out, so I came here. And then I started working at a distillery where they make whiskey, yeah. And yeah, I met a girl. We got married. That was a mistake. But that was like, it's weird to think about that part of my life because it was
How long did that last?
Oh, dude, it was like 4 years.
You were married for 4 years.
I got underwear that are twice as old as
well, yeah. As you
get older, like
as you get older,
the older you get, the more you're like, oh well, that was just a blip.
And then you end up you guys.
Oh, the Avengers were in like 5 years in Endgame. They were.
So you ended up getting divorced from her because I'm trying to figure out. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out where Melanie comes in as I'm trying. So
Melanie's a little younger than I am. She was both of my brother's friends. They all went to high school together. She would come over and hang out with them and stuff. So what happened was after my divorce, that was rough. I've shared a story on my channel before. I had to like sell a lot of comics to pay for. Not even this is how unfair it is, but not my bankruptcy, her bankruptcy, and my lawyer. So,
yep. I
had to sell I had a whole run of X-Men and then I had to sell, issues 1 through 90. I think I kept 96, maybe 1 through 95 I sold, and then sold my Giant Size, sold Incredible Hulk 181. And even back then, it wasn't like a lot, right? That's long before the CGC game. We're looking at 2002 when that happened. Was that 2002? Yeah. See, I can't even remember. But ended up selling a lot of key issues on eBay. eBay was still fresh. And yeah, paid for it. And I had to move back in with my mom and dad. And as a Latinos, like, they love that, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. No, they do.
Here comes their son back home. My mom and dad ate it up, dude. Like,
Yep.
Yeah,
But
it's wonderful.
They love that would make them very happy. But I mean, with Latino pride, I could see. I didn't know your father. I hear great things about your dad, but I imagine he was like, okay, I got time for me to take care of my son again. I mean, there's a pride. I know it's weird, but there's a pride for Latino men. There's always a pride. Got to take care of my family. I don't care if your kid is 4, 10, 30, 50. I've always got to take care of my kid. There is that sense.
Yeah, absolutely. So, to me, it felt like, man, it was rough. But then that time is very precious to me because I didn't stay. I mean, I was with my mom and dad for maybe the max of 2 years. I tried to move in with some friends, and I'm like, man, this is stupid. And then I'm like, I had just finished. So while I was working at the distillery, while I was getting divorced, I was taking my final classes that I needed to graduate.
So you're going to school while
all that's was happening.
Your ex-wife's bankruptcy. You're paying lawyers.
Yeah. Dude, you talk about growing up within it's ridiculous.
God.
Why that was. But anyway, I ain't got nobody to blame but myself. So I was in a rut. Yeah, man. So that's what brought me back to comics, because I had left comics when I was a senior going into college. So it was, kind of a breaking point for me. I'm like, I'm going to college. I'm going to start over a new life. I don't need comics, And then, yeah, because I felt like I needed something to remind me of who I used to be. Yeah. I think that's why I gravitated towards comics. So I started going to the comic shop.
It was time to go back to something you loved, man.
So this was the end of 2002, 2003. The guy that I used to work at a comic store, he still had his store open, and I would go in there. And oh my God, I started getting single issues again. And I'm like, well, maybe I can get my X-Men back. Dude, I remember thinking, okay, I can't find these specific issues. I can't remember what it was. And I saw there were trade paperbacks. And I'm like, that's not really comics, though. I remember thinking that, like, the trade paperback, that doesn't count. Well, I'll just get this one and then fill in the missing gap, and then I'll get the rest of the issues and then find those issues. Yeah, that was a mistake. But the beauty of it was during that time, it was kind of like Kismet. Like, what happened was, we're looking at 2002, 2003. That's the David Gabriel era of Marvel Comics when he starts introducing, like, okay, we need to start selling more to bookstores. We need to have trade paperback. Marvel started instituting the right for trade mentality, which is 5-issue storylines, right? 6-issue storylines. So it was like immediately after, let's say 6 months goes by, I noticed that Marvel would release a trade paperback of, let's say, X-Men, right? Not even good X-Men, like crappy, like Chuck Austin X-Men, or who was writing it? It was Casey. But anyway, it was things like that. And I'm like, wow, this is kind of crazy. DC wasn't there yet. DC was starting to kind of play around the idea of doing that, and then they followed suit. Then in 2004, man, they did this omnibus thing. It started earlier as a prototype for like Barnes and Noble with Ultimate Spider-Man, and that sold okay. But then they decided, well, why don't we try the direct market and book market with the Fantastic Four, which is David's favorite Marvel comic, so they had to do that. And that sold good enough. But then they brought out the big guns. And I remember when I didn't get the Fantastic Four one, but when they brought X-Men out, I remember thinking, man, I already had these issues. I had them, right? I don't need that. But I don't have that giant size anymore. I don't have 95 anymore. I'm going to get that book and that's it, though. That's the only one I need. Yeah. Because what happened was, is like, it's this mentality of like, okay, I'm going to get. So giant size, Uncanny X-Men 1 came out, right? Volume 1. We didn't know they were ever going to do a volume 2 back then. We're living in the Wild West, guys. Like, I don't know if anybody remembers that. Then they announced they were doing new X-Men. So I'm like, oh, it's X-Men. And I have it in single issues, but I really like this oversized artwork. Okay, I'm gonna get that too, because I could just get rid of my single issues. And then so Fantastic Four Omnibus was out of print by this point because they didn't release that many. So what they did was announce a reprint of Fantastic Four Omnibus Volume 1 with Volume 2. And I'm like, oh my God, wait, are they going to go through the whole thing? And then I saw a solicit for Amazing Spider-Man Omnibus Volume 1. And I'm like, okay, I'm only going to get X-Men and Spider-Man. That's it. They're not going to get me. I'll get 10 volumes of Spider-Man and it will take me to Venom. And then I was like, maybe I wasn't even mapping back then. I just remember 10 because I'm like, one comes out every year. In 10 years' time, I'll have it all the way to 300. And yeah. That is not the case. We did not know, but yeah, man. And then I remember like Wolverine coming out. I'm like, okay, well, he's an X-Man, so loopholes, right? And loophole, man, it got ridiculous. It's awful, dude.
But it inspired you enough to where you started creating content about. Eventually, you started creating content about these collected editions.
Yeah. So I think that was one of the reasons why I started, because that's what my passion was. That's what I liked. That's it. I mean, it's like I got hooked and I wanted to teach people about these things to kind of help them, guide people on what books to get, where not to double dip, where the double dip. Even back then you were double dipping, brother. Now you're like quadruple dipping.
Double dip, that ain't nothing. Double dip, that's when you matter to me. So let me ask you, seriously, COVID, did it end up, now we look back at it reflectively. Let's look back at it. Was it good for you or bad for you, COVID?
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times kind of scenario. Hindsight.
I'm saying now that you look, because you said you lost your job. You lost your job during COVID. Mm-hmm. And that's when you made the decision, okay, let's go into this full time. And I'm saying now that you look back, would you say it was a good thing or bad thing that COVID happened? Which I think most people say it's bad, but I'm just saying for you,
for you,
a good thing.
I think for YouTubers, it was the best thing that could have happened for people to stay home. Yeah. I mean, absolutely. In hindsight, yeah, at the time it was misery. Losing your job. And so what happened was I had to let my team go. And then when did it? It was in 2020. I think it was in June of 2020. And this was so stupid, Ray. I did not apply for unemployment COVID. So remember unemployment, you could apply if you lost your job because of COVID, or if you lost your job because, I don't know, reasons. Because I was like, okay, well, it's not really COVID related if we lost the contract, but those people did lose that job because of dude. I didn't know everybody was writing COVID as the answer. So I wasn't getting any income. I didn't have a job. I had a mortgage, wife, 2 kids. My insurance was gone. Like, dude, it was the absolute worst. And you couldn't, I kept applying places. Nobody was calling back. Nobody was hiring. And weeks would go by. And I remember I would get a call like, hey, we saw your resume. You're a good candidate. And they weren't even asking me to come in for an interview. They were just like, we can hire you on the spot, but you got to fly out to Dallas tomorrow. So it was contract work. And I was like, nah, dude, I got family. Like I gotta have insurance.
I have a home in Kentucky.
Right? Yeah, dude.
In Dallas.
It was rough. And that time was awful. The YouTube stuff, that was going great because everybody was home. I started a Saturday live stream. The first Saturday, everybody was locked in, and I mean, revenue was insane. I think anybody that had a YouTube channel back then could tell you how much revenue was compared to now. It's crazy. And then, but you know, it wasn't going to last forever. Like, I'm a realist. I think about things logically. I like looking at analytics. I'm like, this isn't going to last. But changing some things up, like come October, yeah, I finally started getting unemployment. That's how long it was. June to October. That whole summer, I got nothing. Luckily, we've always been good with money. We put savings aside. When I was a project manager, I was paid rather well. And I remember my dad years ago teaching me, like, you know, you don't live above your means. You don't buy a yacht if you can afford it. Don't buy 2 yachts. Just pay your bills and keep on trucking. Have money in case things happen. Things happened. And I'm glad he told me that. So, yeah, come October, couldn't find anything. And then at that time, David had asked Marvel, like we started talking with Marvel about sponsorships. And I remember having a sit down with Melanie, and it was a tough decision, dude. I finally started getting callbacks maybe November from level 1 positions, but they were full time. And I remember thinking, I can take this, but it's like I'm going back 20 years of my career, going back to the beginning. And if we change, like if we kick off a Patreon, if I agree to a sponsorship with Marvel, and if I could keep a third of what YouTube is paying right now, I would be making not as much as that level 1 position, but enough to get us by. And yeah, that was so, dude, Ray, like that was the toughest decision. Like, what do I do? Like, do I give up my career of 20 years to become a full-time YouTuber? Are you effing kidding me? I'm in my 40s. And I talked to a good friend of mine, my buddy Father Frank. He wasn't always a priest, man. We were wildly crazy.
You knew him before he was Father.
Oh yeah. That's why he don't let me come to his church. He's like, you ain't ever allowed to come and tell stories about us. But he told me, you know, I talked to him and I was like, I don't know if this is a good idea, dude. Like, what kind of message is that giving my kids? And he said, I remember after talking to him, he said, it's a great message, man. Like that you are doing something you love. And sure, it may fail, right? Yeah, it may not work out, but at least you tried and you did it. And you can say you did it. And think about all those people that are sitting and like at work wishing they took a chance.
You bet on yourself. And I think, and this is what you see. You don't even realize it. You are so good at this. Every single person watching this right now, in my mind, I'm going through scenarios. Every single person watching this right now is saying, oh my God, I remember when I was faced with this decision and this is the ability you have. You're just telling a story, but you're entertaining while telling the story. And that is a skill, man. You are blessed. You are blessed with that ability. Just in the way you told the story, it was something that everybody related to. I'm thinking of situations that I had. I was in New York and my little brother, this is not, my brother got sick. And so we left New York to come here to spend time with my brother before he passed.
Oh,
and,
sorry.
But that's what I mean. It was it's so worth it. The way you're telling that story made everybody watching this show come up with what happens in their lives to have them make the same decisions, the same type of decision. So your decision was, are you going to bet on yourself, or are you going to go back to doing this job and working for other people? And your decision was, you know what? Let's bet. You trusted yourself and you had faith in yourself to make that decision. And obviously, how many subscribers did you have at that point?
That was 2020. Well, we had a huge spike because of COVID. I want to say maybe that was about 50. I don't even know if it was 50. I can't remember, honestly. There was a huge spike because of COVID, and retaining that viewership, that I think that was the tough part. I'm like, people are going to go back to work. People are going to go back and do things. They're not going to be there every Saturday. I needed that Saturday stream just as much as everybody else did, because I'm a very social person, and being locked up, losing your, like, eventually, losing your job, like, oh my God, that was a big, that was a blessing, and it's become a part of the channel.
You guys are real. You and Melanie, you have a morning show, like an alternative rock / AC type morning show. You guys just have that appeal. You're both really likable. I don't know Melanie as well as I know you, but I like you guys both. And a lot of it is through that stream. You come across as so relatable and likable. It really is. If you could talk about anything, you do got to talk about comics, which is great. But you guys, you have the way you describe it. You could talk about taking a dog for a walk and it would be entertaining. You have that ability. And
thanks, man. I really appreciate it. I don't know. I tend to repeat myself a lot. I get that from my dad. I remember telling my kids, like, my kids make fun of me just like I would make fun of my dad. And I think it hit me, like, when I lost him in 2024, that maybe he would repeat stories to like embed them in my brain so I would never forget them. And I never, like, it wasn't until he passed that I thought about that.
That's when you start remembering those little stories that you.
Yeah, and I am a lot like my father, man. I like to talk.
Yeah,
I like to talk and tell stories. And
yeah, I didn't know. I got into comics after your father passed, but I've heard stories which is weird. It shows how you're more of a celebrity than you think you are, because people would tell me stories of your father, which is amazing and what they were doing was just sharing stories that they had heard from you. So, and that is very rare that would happen. So people do talk about you. Do you ever take a second to reflect on, oh my God, I can't believe I've gathered this fame from talking about collected edition comic books? I mean, does you ever take a second, or do you ever take a pause to just reflect on that?
Very, very seldom. Because my mind is constantly running at 100 miles an hour.
So you're constantly thinking about what's the next video going to be, instead of,
well, it's always something, right? It's always something. Like, yeah. Okay, this is the way my brain works, and it's a mess. But it works for me. It should not work for anyone else. But okay. The other day, and anybody that's on my Patreon, I put a behind the scenes of me, like, when I record and all the goof ups.
Yeah, I'm on your Patreon, by the way. But I pay as much as I pay in Patreon just so I can hear you use the F words in your blue.
Oh my God, it's awful. I get that from my dad too. But so as an example, I'm going over books that are coming out the next month, June or whatever, and I noticed that the camera, it's not focusing on me. It's blurring me out. So my brain thinks I need to fix that. So my brain is focused after this cut. I need to go and try to figure out that problem. But how do you pronounce this word that I'm about to say? And who's the publisher of the next book that I'm going to be talking about? And what week is this coming out on? And I think this book has been delayed from another month. Like things like that. Like there are 4 freaking things in my head when I'm trying, as I'm in front of the camera talking about these things. And that's the curse of this thing. Always. So when yeah, like my friends say that. Like my friends are like, dude, you said no 3 times to Marvel when anybody else would have signed a contract. Because my good friend Dan is my copyright lawyer. He's my good friend. And he was like, no, we need to rewrite this. And I was like, you realize I have no job, right? But I mean, honestly, it was a good thing because the contract that they had given me was like a 68-page contract that they would give somebody making commercials for the MCU. Mm-hmm. I'm a guy that's making videos in his basement.
Well, you become such a huge part of this entire collected editions industry. I mean, and I think that Marvel and obviously DC now know that with the DC Finest poll coming out, and by the way, everybody should go and vote for the near mint condition DC Finest poll. I did my votes today. That's the video that's coming out from me, is me doing my picks. Me doing my votes. Can't wait. I love your polls. They are great.
Thanks, man.
But do you sit back and go, oh my God, I can't believe I was just on the phone with Marvel, or I was just on the phone with DC, or I have the phone number of the guy in charge of whatever company's collected edition play. I mean, it is amazing. Is it hard do you keep that separate, or do you ever fangirl out and go, oh my God, I can't believe that this is happening?
I think it's when I talk to people like you, like it makes me take a step back. And I know what I do. I know that it's a blessing. I know reading comics for a living is, how do I sign up for that? If you were to tell 12-year-old Omar, you're going to get paid to talk about comics. Oh, man, like what? But it doesn't happen often because because it's a job, because it's something I take serious.
Look ahead.
I don't. Yeah. There are times that I'm like, wow, that's really cool. Like I forget. And people, my wonderful viewers remind me, like, because I'm so focused on sometimes the bad side of things, like that X-Men Blue and Gold thing. I forgot that it was my idea because I told Marvel that, Bishop's Crossing and the Executioner song are out of print. Put them both together in one book. I freaking forgot, because when I was like, I think it was because it was out of print, people were upset about that. So I was going back to Marvel and announcing volume 2. And then one of my viewers was like, dude, the whole reason this damn book exists is because of you. Don't be so hard on yourself because it's out of print. Like, because I felt bad. I can't remember, but I remember I forgot. I forget all the time. It happens. And it's not until somebody makes me realize that there's a lot of things I have done that I'm like, man, that's really cool.
One of the best-selling omnibuses we've had in the last 5 years is because of your idea. I mean, that's gotta feel pretty good. Talking to me should not make you feel better. I'm fangirling out now, as you know. Here you go, buddy. There's my This was the DC. This is the DC Omnibus poll. I've got my notes. I'm even taking notes of the broadcast. I mean, I'm a lunatic when it comes to that stuff. So trust me, you're much better at that than I am, because I do consider you a friend. But I mean, there's a part of me that's fangirling out now, because it's like, oh my God, I still think so highly of you, in how you do this. I mean, it's amazing. You put out at least, and I'm saying at least because there's times there've been more than one. You put out at least a new video every single day. There are times you'll put out more than one. It's amazing. You're constantly going.
Yeah, I remember talking to a friend of mine, and he was telling me a story. He was telling his kids about success. And because at one point, and I don't know if this is still the case or not, but most kids nowadays want to be an influencer than they want to be an astronaut. I don't know if that's the case or not anymore, or a doctor. That's the job they want. But he was telling his kids who want to be influencers, he was like, look, it's not easy. There are two ways to make it. Some people get lucky and have a video that goes gets 1 million hits, and they just put out a video every month. And then there's poor schmucks like Omar who put out a video or two every day. And I was like, God, you're not lying, dude. I do. Because I have to. I do envy, but the grass is always greener, right? Just like people that are like, oh man, you get to read comics for a living. Quit whining about it. So I never take it for granted. I mean, it's something that I take serious, and something and I've shared this before when, there was a time when Melanie would ask me, like, why are you trying so hard? That was years ago. We haven't had that conversation since then, but since I told her that, because you know how many people would love to do what I do for a living?
Yeah.
So if I don't try, it's a smack to the face to all those people. That's the fact. Like, if I don't give it everything I've got, like, what does that say to the people that would love to be in my shoes?
What is that part of you that I'll use my example. I reached out to you through email.
Yeah.
Just because I was a fan, and I just wanted to reach out to you for email. And eventually, after talking back and forth, you invited me on a show, and I appeared on a near mint condition broadcast, or a near mint condition stream. And my channel, I was, I'm a radio guy for a living. I do that, blah, blah, blah. And I just, for fun, I talk about comics. I had, a handful of subscribers. I made an appearance on a near mint condition stream. And literally, when I appeared on a near mint condition stream, James was putting up ChubbyRay Comics. Here's where you subscribe. Oh, yeah. And I'm like, what? Okay, this is kind of cool that he's doing that, blah, blah. And then the next morning I woke up, and my wife will watch your content with me sometimes. So she's a fan of yours. And she's like, oh, you're talking to Omar. If there's a chance, I want to be introduced. So I said, honey, just wait. So I'm just saying, that's how big a thing you become in the house. And you invited me on your stream. I do it. And then the next day I get something called the Omar bounce. My subscriber count, it went crazy. I went from literally 150 subscribers, next thing you know, I was on my way to almost 1,000. It was nuts. And I'm telling you that you did that for me. And then I started imagining, my God, how many people has he done that for? And I wonder if you take a second to think about that, like how, and if people have said, so I want to, and I know I've thanked you before, but I want to thank you again. Thank you so much. What you did is so great. Number one, because I'm a broadcaster, and I'll always be a broadcaster, being on the stream's fun because you're a good broadcaster, and the people that you had on this panel were all great, and it was awesome. But thank you so much, because ChubbyRay Comics would not be a thing. I am 100% convinced of this. It would not be a thing if not for Omar saying, "Hey, come on and do the stream with us," which was such a huge gift, and I appreciate it. But I imagine you've done that for a lot of people.
It's something I have been told in the past, like, thank you, because I never like doing things by myself. It's lonely at the top for me. Why not take what you have and help to elevate others? That's always been the way that I think. That's my professional life, mixing it with my hobbies. It's always been like that, and it's something I try to teach my kids. So yeah, I have been told that before. But yeah, it's my pleasure. I don't see it as I just think it's what you do, or you should do, is get people to come on with you and help boost them up. And who knows, you might hit it off really well and start doing more shows together. And yeah, it's really cool. And it's my pleasure.
I come from such a competitive field, and it is amazing. It is amazing how you're just non-competitive. I have never gotten a vibe from you of anything other than just a welcoming. Now, I do, trust me, I know if I wouldn't have been good on that broadcast, I would not have been back. But you're very welcoming, and not, and completely different from the broadcast field. It's not an overly competitive "F you, I'm gonna stab you in the back" type thing. You just by the way, I'm not reading comments. However, this is pretty funny. Thank you. Thank you, buddy. No, well, it is, but it is you're very gracious, and I want to thank you for that.
It's I will tell you, man, it's not it wasn't easy, because there was a time I wasn't really inviting people on, and that was due to something that happened, misunderstandings, and I thought, oh, maybe this is what it's like to work with other people. Maybe I shouldn't. And then slowly I started doing it again, and it's been a good experience since then. It's been a wonderful experience, and I've made lifelong friends by asking people to come on. It's funny, you emailed me, so did that's how I met Lars. Lars emailed me randomly. He didn't even email me. He had a friend on Twitter reach out to me because he didn't have social media. And the friend was a lady that vouched for him. And I was like, this is the weirdest, like, maybe this is like a Misery style type of beginning here, where this stalker is using this woman's identity. What is this? But that's how our friendship began, and I'll never let him forget. I'm like, you're the weirdo that didn't even email me. You had your friend message me. Yeah, I love that guy.
Yeah, Lars is great. I always show Lars, and Lars always complains when I show him the ring. What does he say? Ray, your ring is on the wrong finger. That's Lars likes to point out that my ring's on the wrong finger. Thank you, Lars. Omnidog's another one. Omnidog.
Yeah. I was on Omnibros with Omnidog for a few years, and the reason I stayed on Omnibros was because of Jazz. I love that guy. I became really good friends with him, and throughout the years we've shared things, personal things with him. He was one of the first people I called when my dad passed away. He was the first person I called when I had to put my dog down. I've shared that with you just recently.
You told me, you told me that story the other day.
It's yeah. So it's friendships like that mean the world to me, and yeah, and it's pretty cool that we all came together because of comics. So it's a blessing and a huge responsibility, but also so much damn fun.
But this is all from a community that you created this. That's
Well, I like to think that I help start something that was eventually going to happen and find a way. It just needed a spark, needed something.
but it's a
People
community
found,
created from someone with a core. I don't know if it's your father, but you have a core of decency. And it could have been, there's other, I won't name names, but there's other people out there who I can just tell aren't good people. And thank God that they weren't the ones that created this community. Because what you've done is you've created a really decent community. It could have been created by somebody bad or somebody really selfish or awful or something. And instead you've created this really giving and amazing community, that now the kids from TikTok are picking up on. And it's really amazing what you've done. It's if you think about it, when you start looking at what could have been as compared to what you turned it into, it really is. It's not you, Omnibo, by the way. I just thought, no, yeah, you've created something special. It really is. It's magnificent to be part of it, and it's really something.
yeah, I am really proud of that. It is something to be proud of. I think people helping each other out, and then people becoming friends in real life. It's really cool. And then a couple of years, was it last year? I think last year we all met up at Heroes Con, which is something I want to do again, maybe next year. Can't make it this year. We'll be in the UK, but next year for sure. It would be really cool to see some people, like just to say hello. That stuff never gets old. It's a very humbling experience to get recognized, and yeah, it's really cool, man.
The Marvel, and I'll beat around the bush here with this question, but
you can.
The Marvel stuff that's gone down. You were friends with David Gabriel.
Yeah, we're still friends. Yeah, we just we texted each other yesterday. He's asking how the giveaway went and all that. Yeah, he's a good.
What is to be you during this? Because when David Gabriel, who's a friend of yours, gets let go, and all these changes happening to Marvel, I see the people online. Everybody's saying, I'm doing streams, and I see the stuff in the chat room. Everybody's like, Marvel should hire Omar to do that. Marvel should hire Omar. Marvel's got to hire Omar. How do you take that, knowing that the guy who is doing that is a friend of yours? I don't know if you've ever had any, it's none of my business if you've ever had a conversation with Marvel about that. But how do you take that, knowing that people are saying those kind of things, and how does that affect you, or do you just ignore it?
Like that I should be hired?
People were saying that Marvel should hire Omar. They should hire him. Blah blah blah. I heard Marvel's talking to Omar. Then you hear people now they've turned it into rumors. Now they've all this stuff going around. I'm just wondering.
Oh, I don't know. I keep out of everything. I don't stir rumors. I don't like to share things. People want to know. It's difficult because, as someone that has been laid off twice, it's not easy. It's hard, and I am very happy for my friend that when he was laid off, he was given an opportunity to kind of retire early. Sure, it wasn't in the plans, but when you have that opportunity, that is the way to get laid off compared to somebody that's only been there 3 or 4 years. And it's just one of those things that it sucks. It sucks for all those people. People wanted to know immediately what's going to happen. Are they still going to make Omnis? Are they still going to make Epics? And that was a really hard, faking it, right? Like I had to keep making videos like nothing was changing, because of course logically I would think the same thing. Like I don't know what's going to happen, because they don't know what's happening. They're still coming together to try to figure out whose role is going to be what. And I don't think right now is the time to ask, hey, you guys still going to make books? You know what I'm saying? Like, you just lost a third of your workforce.
Said, I demand to know, blah, blah, blah. You haven't done any of that.
Yeah, right. Like, you lost a third of your workforce. Here comes some schmuck that wants to know if you're going to release more Omnis because everybody's throwing a fit online. And I get it, but you have to wait, right? Like, there comes a time that you can ask and you shouldn't ask, and you should just ask how people are. People that lost their jobs, people that lost their insurance, people with mortgages and families. I've been there. I know what that's like. It's misery. There were several people I worked with at Marvel that got laid off. Good people that I know will bounce back, but it just sucks. It's never easy. It's never fun, and people want to know answers. And I completely understand that from a fan's perspective, but also, gotta wait. And then eventually, I did ask.
I want to ask.
Yeah,
I'm not going to be as talking about you the way some people talk online. Let me ask you this way: are you confident in Marvel Comics for the way things are going to be going forward? Are you confident with how it'll be handled? With how they're going to make their decisions for collected editions?
Yeah, it's not going to be as easy as texting David, hey, could you add this? But I am confident that they are listening. And announcements are coming that will show that they are listening. I haven't.
You do get have you ever signed a non-disclosure agreement?
I did. I have an NDA with Marvel.
NDC?
Yeah, that's why I cannot say anything in
DC. I know you've got one. I know you've got one with DC. You've never admitted it, but
because I can't. I'm privy to
some
information that can't get out.
Hundreds of times I've asked you guys for news about a Legion of Superheroes omnibus.
Oh, even when you were asking, I knew that stuff was coming.
Revealed anything to me until it was announced. I was like, oh my God. They've known all this time and they never let me know. But I'm saying, how hard is that to not?
I play poker from time to time, so I'm okay. There are times that people ask me. There are times that people figure out things, but I still can't say anything. Like, let me see. I always bring up Micronauts and ROM. Like, I knew both of those books were coming out for 2 years. Couldn't say a word because licensing, then it wasn't going to happen. Then they were like, oh, it's going to happen. Then they weren't going to do it. I knew about G.I. Joe the minute that IDW lost their license, just from talking to the editors, that it was going to be Skybound. Skybound was determined to get that license, outbidding people like Dynamite. And, oh, my God, the amount of money they paid for that. But, they're getting it back. Yeah, there's several things. Writers tell me, editors tell me, but I think I've I've become trustworthy with information. I don't let things out, and unless they need it to be, right? Indiana Jones, that's a prime example. Yeah, I knew about that. That was supposed to be last year. I was going to film an announcement. It was going to be an omnibus and then a Dark Horse era omnibus, but then licensing walked in and was like, nope. And then they changed it, right? And now, everybody knows that we're getting 2 standard size hardcovers. So it's things like that, yeah, because I signed an NDA, I could get in trouble. So when people ask me all the time, when are we getting this? When are we getting this? What about this reprint? Is that ever going to happen? I'm like, I don't know, maybe. That's like the best answer I can give people, unless it comes from Marvel. Like, if Marvel says you can share this with people. Like, they were kind enough to let me know that X of Swords hardcover was going to come. Like the reprint, in case people missed it. Because I was like, hey, Reign of X, you're doing that. We need X of Swords reprinted. He thought about it, and they were like, okay, let people know it's coming. We don't know when. Maybe in 2027 sometime. Now people know, like, when? When is it coming? I'm like, oh, I was told I could tell you in 2027 sometime. I don't know if that's January or December.
Don't have a date, but it is coming.
But it will come, yeah.
How is it? And the relationship with DC now is improving? Yeah,
actually, right before I jumped on, I was texting with Dustin, and talking about meeting at San Diego and talking about the poll and just how proud they are of how it was handled. And
I thought it was a great broadcast.
it's it was a beautiful. We had some beautiful emails from DC just praising us for the hard work and how it was really flattering. It wasn't like it shows that they know how hard we worked, and it was very flattering what they said about the community and my channel and why they chose me. That was really kind, which is, I think, what David saw and what other publishers maybe see, that I have a weird mix of professionalism with the a-hole edginess, and I like making people laugh. I don't know.
Do you consider yourself an entertainer, or do you consider yourself
Yes,
an expert?
Yes, I can answer that right away. Yes,
you
because
just consider yourself an entertainer.
Well, I'll tell you what. I know I'm an entertainer when doing my Saturday live streams, doing my videos. From the minute I lost my job until I think October, nobody knew I was jobless.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm an entertainer because there are videos when I had to rush to the hospital to be with my dad at his bedside that I had to cut certain things. I don't sound like a broken man. There are times that I'm filming that I'm destroyed, especially right after losing my dad, that I have to pick myself up and just get back into it. So I know I am, in that sense, that I can make someone else laugh or bring some kind of enjoyment out of an announcement to some people. So yeah, I can answer that one.
Yeah, because you are definitely an entertainer. I mean, you have that gift, and I just think it's remarkable that you're an entertainer, but also I mean, you are just a really nice guy. I mean, there's definitely an ornery part of you, but you are just a nice. I've been backstage with you. I know you've got that part of you, but you are just a nice person, and a lot of people who start getting fame from any walk of life, that's the first thing that goes, and you've never lost that, and that is really remarkable.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, people say that a lot about me, that I'm a nice guy. I don't know. I have anger issues. I'm not perfect.
Well, everybody does, right?
There are things about me that I'm sure my wife would be like, well, you know, he forgets to wash the dishes sometimes. He's not that great. But I do appreciate that. Thank you. And it is something that I hear. But I don't know. I've always been a giver. Like, because I know what it was like not to have anything. So I've always liked giving things. That's why our huge giveaway that we did, whew, it's a lot of work. But I like the aspect of giving things away. Now, if I could hire somebody to just come to my house, box these things up, get them out of here. Like, oh my God, that would be awesome.
That giveaway is huge. How many people watch that? I mean, it is.
We broke a record that day. It was 1,367 people watching live. A lot of people.
That is insane.
Yeah, we gave away a lot of books, though. A lot of books.
No, but it's not. It was such a nice thing that you did, man. I think it's great. I pat myself on the back when I give away I'll give away an omnibus and I get all excited. And hell, I couldn't even count the stuff you were giving away. There was so much.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. And then sometimes I just randomly give people something, like, because they're in my live stream, or I'm making a video and somebody will comment and I'm like, hey, shoot me an email. Sometimes they don't shoot me an email and I'm like, okay, I'll go on to the next person.
I know I know you agreed to an hour, and I know we're over, so I don't know how much time you have.
I got about 15 minutes before I have to go make memories and s'mores with my daughters and their friends.
That's great. I'll go to some quick questions.
Oh, I wanted to clarify something. There
Yeah.
was a long pause. Somebody noticed the pause when you asked about Marvel and how sure I am.
Mhm.
I had to think because it's not like the way it used to be, right? Like I was thinking because, well, no, it's not going to be as easy as me texting David like, hey, you need to expand this book. People are upset. Or I think this needs to be added. People aren't happy with it. Now it's like a formal email. These are the reasons. And then they come back and they're like, but even back then, David had his own team that would come back. Sometimes it'd be like, no, he's out of his mind. And then sometimes he put his foot down. And then other times it'd be like, man, they said no. And I'm like, okay, I tried.
And you know, people are going to watch the video replay later and they're going to say that pause is because Omar's secretly working for Marvel. That's what's going to come up, man.
That's why, because I don't trust myself that I'll do a good job.
He was going to say the wrong thing. All right, little quick questions.
Yeah,
How
man.
long do you work out every day?
Do I work on videos?
No, workout. Physical workout.
Not very much these
Really?
days.
Because we could tell the arms and the chest. You looks like
thanks.
It looks like there's some bench press being done.
I do some free weights. I've been doing free weights for years.
At your home?
Yeah, I got one in my garage. Yeah. I try to do cardio more these days because you get older, not as fast as you used to be.
That's what I do. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But cardio, I try to I don't jog as much as I used to. Now it's more speed walking and stuff. Yeah. But I do have like my weights outside and still from time to time, Yeah.
It's good. Listen, I used to be 600 pounds. I'm a huge fan of.
I can't believe that.
Yeah, just 2019. I need to get my knees replaced, man. And they told me I was too fat. I had to lose weight to get the knees replaced. So.
And is that why you chose the name ChubbyRay? Sorry, this is now turning around.
I went with ChubbyRay because they were calling me morbidly obese and fat ass and all kinds of offenses.
So you just decided to.
And I decided, I was a rock shock jock, and I said, just call me ChubbyRay. So I started the ChubbyRay nickname around 2005.
Wow.
And so it's just, but it was never huge, but it just stuck, and it was enough to where when it came time to do the comic thing, I just went with ChubbyRay Comics because it seemed to have a ring to it.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's all it is. It's just trying to, I was just trying to get people to be more kind than to attack with the really, with the hurtful things they were saying. And now it's stuck with me. And now I can't go with FitRay or anything because
ChubbyRay has a nice ring.
I'm branded. Yeah, ChubbyRay's branded.
Yeah, I like that.
So I'm trying to do as many quick questions. Favorite writer?
Oh,
who's on your Mount Rushmore writers?
Oh, Mount Rushmore. Well, Claremont.
Mm-hmm.
This is tough. So only 4. So yeah, Claremont. Probably somebody like Jeff Johns. Yeah, Jeff Johns. Now it gets tricky. Either Grant Morrison or Alan Moore. Oh my gosh. It's not like I can either choose, like I could choose both, but then that doesn't leave me enough room for somebody else. Like that was my childhood that I enjoyed because I'm a big fan of Alan Grant. Oh my gosh, this is tough. Okay, I'm gonna go with Jeff Johns for sure. And Chris Claremont. Yeah. Oh gosh.
This is always the toughest
Well,
question.
then I'm like, wait, I gotta make sure. Are they canceled or not? I can't keep up. I'm like, almost. Well, okay, I gotta go. Oh man, oh dude, this is hard. Okay, Alan Moore. Oh my god, Alan Moore. Yeah, Alan Moore. Okay, now comes the tough part, dude. I was not prepared for this one. These questions are always tough for me to answer because there are writers that I just gravitate towards that I'm like, ooh, I really like everything they've done. Man. Okay. Roger Stern.
All right,
Okay,
that's good.
there we go.
Claremont, Johns, Stern, and Alan Moore.
Yeah.
Not bad. Mount Rushmore artist.
That one might be a little easier, believe it or not. So I'm going to go with Mark Silvestri.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with Don Rosa.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with Kentaro Miura and J.H. Williams III.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good answers. I like that. You gave me names that I hadn't heard before. These
are people I love, man.
From people that they've taken this. Some truly original answers.
I put Don Rosa up there with Kentaro Miura, but it's true.
We know X-Men. We know X-Men's your favorite. If I asked you to give me 4 favorite Marvel books, we know X-Men's one of them. Who are the other 3?
Let's see. JSA. From the big 2 or just?
I'm just saying from Marvel.
Oh, from Marvel. Okay. Oh, that might be a little bit easier. Wait, but what if they're X-Men adjacent though? Does that all fall under the umbrella?
I was giving you X-Men to where you can say that means Cyclops, Wolverine, blah blah blah. But individual,
I like that. Okay, we're doing that then.
But I know you're big. I know you're a big Wolverine fan.
That's kind of cheating, though, right? Because it's
it is. It is actually. You're right.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. More of Marvel heroes, individuals.
Okay, now that's tougher. Marvel, Wolverine, Storm. See, now it's like, oh, those are X-Men. That's it. That's all the X-Men I get. Man. Daredevil. Yeah, Daredevil and Black Knight. Nobody adds Black Knight to the list. I love that character, dude. Didn't say any New Warriors. What's wrong with me?
I love the New Warriors. Mount Rushmore DC heroes.
Nightwing.
Oh, yeah.
Nightwing. Jay Garrick Flash. Even though Wally West is my Flash, Jay Garrick is the effing man. I love that guy. Kyle Rayner, Green Lantern, and Big Barda. Yeah, Big Barda. Final answer. Oracle. Dang it. Goodbye, Kyle Rayner. Hello, Oracle.
I know you're a Cassandra Cain Batgirl guy, but do you dislike Barbara Gordon as Batgirl, or is it?
Well, I never knew her as Batgirl when I was a kid, right? It was always Oracle. It wasn't until 2011 that they decided to make her Batgirl.
That's true. If you were 10 years older, you'd be like me. You'd be a fan of Barbara Gordon.
Yeah, so when I was a kid, it was always Oracle. Yeah.
I cannot wait to get the Mariko Tamaki, that book that she's doing now. Batgirl, the Barbara Gordon, she's in jail or whatever.
She's in jail.
Yeah. I can't wait till that comes out in collected edition. The best.
Oh, I did see the 66 Batman TV show with Batgirl as a kid.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say something. I had a huge crush on Yvonne Craig.
Look at that.
Huge. I like everybody else did, right? I met her at Mid Ohio Con in 2004. And I just went up to her. And I think I said something probably perverted. I'm not gonna lie. But the look on her face, I think I made her day. It was the end of the convention. And she gave me a free, I have a picture of her over there. She gave me a free signature on a picture. She's like, you take this with you, honey. And I was like, yes. Now she did not she did no longer look like Yvonne Craig from back in the days. She was an older lady, but yeah.
She still has fond memories of that young Peruvian man coming up.
That totally hit on her.
Well, listen, Omar, I love you, man. You're just so kind, and you've been such a great guy. I appreciate the time you gave me today.
Oh,
It was
dude,
awesome.
it's my pleasure, man. Thank you for asking me on. You want to do some rapid rounds here for 5 minutes? We do rapid rounds. Don't ask me about Rushmore stuff because I'd sit there and think too hard about this stuff.
If anybody wants to ask a question, ask now, guys. I'll put the questions up and we'll try to let Omar answer them. Put your questions up right now, guys. Omnibo says, great
That's
show.
my buddy.
Have a fun
guys.
day, everyone. Thanks, Omnibo.
Love that guy. Such a good guy.
Farsender says, my favorite Batgirl is Cassandra Cain. Yes.
Nope. Same. Yeah, man.
People love Cassandra Cain. Carl says, Superman, Batman, Flash, Barry Allen, Wonder Woman, Hal Jordan is his Rushmore. You had too many.
Hal was... It's weird because I did grow up more with Hal, but Kyle just spoke to me. Yeah. Kyle just spoke to me, brother.
Yeah, I love Kyle. Well, I love Kyle because I love Kyle.
You found out he was Latino, didn't you?
Yeah, and he's Latino. By the way, James said to check the super chats. I have not. Comics and Tortillas said Ray and Omar.
I love that name.
Dave just got better. TNT.
That's a great name.
Have you seen any of his stuff? Comics and Tortillas is great. You'd love him.
I don't watch any. Then this is anybody. I don't watch anybody's stuff. I haven't seen anybody. I don't watch YouTube. I made that rule 7-8 years ago, just because I don't want to steal anybody's ideas, even subconsciously. You know what I'm saying? Like it's people have asked me if I can watch their videos. I'm like, I can listen to a clip of it if you want some advice on lighting and audio, but I think it's from my, the last thing I need is
busy. You're so busy. I don't know how you'd find time to watch stuff. I mean,
why won't Marvel make a Civil War omnibus?
Yeah, why won't Marvel make a Civil War omnibus?
Well, I'm sure they will one day. I don't think. I think
how many omnibuses would it take?
Probably 2, 3. If you're gonna put, oh my god, that thing would be a nightmare and fun.
Yeah, wouldn't you like? I've always thought that Marvel should hire you in Crisis.
Oh, that would be
somehow
just give me a. Let me have just put my name on the front. That's all I want. You can pay me in a book.
Omar,
I love Bone.
Do you have any Bone books by Jeff Smith?
I do. I've got the complete color and then the black and white that he did himself. That's coming out just recently.
Wow. I have none.
It's good, dude. It's so good.
Piano Wizard says, just join the chat. Loving the Dream Team. Oh, thanks, Piano Wizard.
Thank you, buddy.
Whenever somebody comes on my live streams and they say, ChubbyRay Comics, one of my favorites, you're right up there with Omar. I consider that such a compliment, man.
We made that guy's Mount Rushmore. Maybe we're up there with Pete.
Who knows? It'd be nice
Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast.
I'd love to be on a Mount Rushmore with like me, you, Crisis, and
PewDiePie,
Mr.
Beast.
That would be a blast. Oh boy.
One more tell Ray about Sal from Comic Pop. Oh, I love Sal.
Yeah.
Sal's a good guy, man.
What's your all-time favorite Image run that's not Walking Dead or Invincible?
I like a lot. I'm a huge fan of Chew, huge fan of Glory, but it has to be a specific era. I mean, just pick a Ed Brubaker or Rick Remender series, but if you're gonna go classic original 7, I know Wiz Portacio didn't join until later, but that was because of his sister. She was sick. I would have to go with Savage Dragon. Always been a big fan of Savage Dragon.
Ultimate Collection Volume 4 coming out soon.
Yeah, I got the first 3, so that thing's been delayed. You should give Omar an honorary entry to win the Batmobile in your Bat.
Oh, I'm not giving away a Batmobile. Stop that rumor.
How much money do you get? Max is an excellent one too, but I went with the first 7.
I'm back. Omar, your favorite character to make up a mantle, e.g. Miles Morales, Bucky, James Rhodes, Sam Wilson, Laura Kinney.
I'm gonna. Ooh, this is tough. You know what though, man? Laura. I wasn't a fan of Laura at all. I didn't grow up with X-Men Evolution. I thought X-23 was just okay. But Laura taking on the mantle of Wolverine, dude, made perfect sense.
Tom Taylor.
Yeah, it was so good, man.
Yep.
He actually made Deken likable. I can't stand that character, dude.
You know what? That's the one omnibus I did not get.
Wolverine, or which one?
I didn't get Deken.
Oh, Deken, the Dark Wolverine.
That's the only omnibus that I haven't gotten in the last since I started collecting them. I buy all of them, but I didn't get the Deken.
Yeah, not my favorite. But I got, no. If people like it, that's awesome.
Which means I'll probably overpay for it on eBay at some point in the future.
Once it goes out of print, yeah, you will.
That's what I do. Xbox by Design by Degrees says, who's leading the DC poll?
Well, there's two, right? There's the ongoing and then the new line. I want to say both are Batman, but
Legends of the Dark Knight has got to be number one for the new stuff.
I think both Peter and I think that's what's going to be. Yeah, it's going to be that. There's no way. It's such a good line. Yeah.
What's the best software to keep tabs of your collection that might help you decide to keep, sell, give, or throw away?
My goodness, what a great question that I have no answer for because everything is in my head. I have a good friend of mine that was working on an app actually. I don't know how far he's gone on that because he had to go back to work, but it was going to be something like that. There was an app for that Apple put out called Delicious Library. It was mainly used for video games and books, but we wanted to take that concept and put it with collected editions where you had like a virtual library. So every time you scan with your phone, right, like the US or the ISBN, it would fill up your virtual shelf. You should
create a near mint condition app.
Well, that's what he was working it on.
Yeah.
Like he was working on it, and I need to actually call him about that. And since I have my buddy Dan, who's a copyright lawyer, it kind of went hand in hand. I try to help Ray, not the triple dip.
Thank you, Adam from crooksbanditscomics.com. He tries.
I love Adam. Adam's good people, man.
Oh, I love it. Adam has become a friend. I just like him a lot. He's such a great guy, man. He's really awesome. crooksbanditscomics.com. He just changed the email address, everybody, or he just changed the web address. It's crooksbanditscomics.com. He got rid of the and. crooksbanditscomics.com. So that's where you go to get your stuff from Adam. Let's see. Have you guys not read DCKO? Is there any ongoing?
Waiting for the trades, man. Waiting for the trades, my brother.
We have guys like us. We wait until the collected edition comes out. I'm very excited because I'll be able to read Matt Fraction's Batman later today. So
yeah. Dom's doing that overview. Okay, I got time for one more.
All right, last question. Who con guys? Put the questions. Put it in the chat. I want to pick one. I'll pick one.
I'll start.
And we'll let Omar. That'll be the last question today.
I like that.
I do like this. The two people responsible for comic addiction. My kids will know you. Thank you, buddy. Yeah. I'm glad. I hope your kids don't hate us for you spending.
Bad thing you can get addicted to.
Darkhawk. Darkhawk or Sleepwalker. That could be the final question.
Darkhawk. And
what's your most anticipated omnibus in 2026?
Oh man, there's so many. I mean, Superman Triangle era. We're getting a third volume of that. We're getting the Warlord Omnibus Volume 2. Finishing out the Spectre Volume 2. Dude.
It's a good one coming out in December.
So many good ones. I would say I'm really, really looking to read Star Wars, the Clone Saga, but that got delayed until January. New Mutants Omnibus Volume 4. I must have read those books, I don't know, hundreds of times. But now coming out in Omni format, wrapping up that era. It's just such an amazing thing. We wrapped up Excalibur, and now comes New Mutants. Yeah, those type of books are the ones I'm super excited for.
We'll end with this, buddy, because I think it's very nice. Piano Wizard says, I want to thank both of you for bringing so much joy and excitement and knowledge to my collecting experience.
Oh man, thank you. You're so welcome. Thank you for
Piano Wizard. You're thanking the guy that's made me a collector. So Omar, I'll let you accept all that because you're the guy that are making you've made all of our lives so much better by pointing out what an amazing medium collected editions are, and pointing out how much fun and joy that we get from with all the bullshit in real life. It's nice to have something. It's nice to have something as wonderful as these books. And you are a guy that has pointed out how wonderful these books can be in our life. And I thank you. And I do consider you a friend, and I'm serious. I want to go down to Kentucky and take you and Mel out to lunch one of these days. One of these
days. That sounds like a plan, man.
I will. Seriously. One of these days I'll get down there. I really appreciate you being on, buddy. I know you're busy. And I thank you for giving me the time. It means
you are so welcome, dude. This was a lot of fun. Thank you. And thank you all.
He's great, everybody. It's Omar joining us today on the Roundtable. So worth it. Thanks, buddy.
Bye, guys.
Awesome. Just fantastic. Oh, crap. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Omar.
I was saying bye. Thank you, dude. I appreciate the invite. I gotta go and roast some marshmallows with the kiddos, but thank you, dude.
Enjoy, buddy.
I think you'll be on next Friday, right? With us when we go.
I think that's we got the solicits.
Let's see, we got the next. Let me look at the calendar.
We got Marvel next week, I think, and DC.
Next Thursday is Marvel, and then DC is on Friday the 19th.
I'm looking forward to it. You know, I love those shows.
And those are a lot of fun, man. I'm glad that
my favorite. My favorite are my note-taking shows. Which, by the way, can I point out in my notes? These are notes I wrote down. Highlight Omar singing "Talk to an Angel." This is on the notes. Omar singing "Talk to an Angel." That's the sickness that I have. Oh boy.
I love that you wrote that down. Yeah. All right, man. I'm gonna get out of here. You take care of yourself, brother.
Later, buddy.
Thank you again.
All right. Omar, man, how fantastic. That was great, you guys. Made my day. Omar, what a fantastic guest. And thank you for not asking embarrassing questions to my audience. You guys are wonderful. That was really, really fun. Thunderflash says, wow. Thanks, guys. Great show. Yeah, it was awesome. Gracias, Omar. Oh, thanks, man. Listen, that was all Omar. He was fantastic. He was fantastic. What a fantastic guest, and just a great guy. I hope that you guys saw. This is what I see every time. Every time I get a chance to broadcast with Omar, it's real down to earth, just a great guy. And I hope that you guys saw it. He's really just a great person. It is, we have, how much longer do I have left? I got another half hour, guys. What do you think? We'll talk some comics, discuss some things. I'm putting up a video. I'm loading a video. In fact, I'm going to put it live this afternoon of my picks for the DC Finest poll. So let me plug. We ran out of time with Omar, but I want to take time to plug right now. I want to plug the near mint condition DC Finest poll, which is going on right now. You could find the link at near mint condition. You can find the link there. Vote. And DC Comics is paying attention to this. They were actually involved in the process of putting this all together. And it is an amazing thing that they're doing. So vote in this DC Finest poll. I think it's great. I think it's awesome that Omar has created a community that has he's created a community, and he has relationships with DC and Marvel and Image and Mad Cave and IDW, all these different companies, to where they're now getting involved. It's grown so much. They're getting involved because they're realizing the fans of Near Mint Condition, these are the ones who are buying these books, and they're realizing money that can be made from this. So for us, what it's done is it has improved the amount of say we have and stuff. So just from the fact that DC is involved in this, I'm telling you, whatever wins that DC Finest polls is going to be made. They will definitely make it. That's very cool. That is very cool to know that that's going on. You know what I mean? I think it's great. I think it's awesome. DC Finest are great and affordable. Yeah, you're right, Patrick. DC Finest is $39.99. $39.99. A Marvel Epic Collection is what? $60? Come on. You're telling me. And that's, by the way, that's the price. You know what I mean? You can get them a lot. You go to crooksbanditscomics.com, you're paying a lot cheaper than $39.99. So, you got Epic Collections. And like I said, it's cheaper. It's cheaper. Don't take the price you pay at Barnes and Nobles. Maybe you pay $59.99 for an Epic Collection at Barnes and Noble. You can get that for a lot cheaper if you go to Crooks Bandits Comics or IST or Cheap Graphic or Panel Bound. Any of those stores, you're going to pay cheaper there than you pay at a Barnes and Noble. But it's still a lot of money. And DC Finest are keeping it low, which we really appreciate. But this is why it's so important. This is why it's so important that you guys vote. It's so important you guys vote. I mean, I'm a Legion of Superheroes fanatic, so I voted immediately. I could not wait to vote. Could not wait to vote for my Legion of Superheroes book after Zap Goes to Legion. I couldn't wait for the next Legion of Superheroes DC Finest to come out. Could not wait. Next Tuesday says, are my chats invisible? No, your chats are not invisible again, brother. I can see, at least I saw that one. Gunfanatic says, I'm reading Tom King Batman, and he's not feeling something. You're not feeling? You should be feeling. Tom King Batman's, there are parts of it. There are parts of Tom King Batman that I think are overrated. The War of, what's the storyline called? The War of Riddles and Jokes, or I can't remember what it was called, but I think that's overrated. I like the Catwoman stuff though. I love I Am Gotham. I know a lot of people don't like that. I actually like that. I like I Am Suicide. I like I Am Bane. The War of Jokes and Riddles, very overrated. I'm looking at the trade paperbacks. Bride or Burglar was good. The Wedding, I understand a lot of people were upset. And I understand them being upset. The Fall and the Fallen was okay, was good. The City of Bane, I thought City of Bane was really good. So, King, there's no really bad part of the Tom King run. There's nothing that's horrible, but there are some things that aren't as good as other things. You know what I mean? There aren't some things that aren't as good as other things in the book. I will agree with you there. Far Center says, I'm reading DC Event Beast World, The Flash by Spurrier, and DC Finest Supergirl of Steel. I love the Beast World Compendium. I got that and I thought it was great. Let's see. Voted Firestorm, of course. I voted Well, the video's coming out, but I voted Batman Legends of the Dark Knight 1, Firestorm 2. Started Geiger today after the Red Coat book club. Dude, Geiger is so good. Oh my God. Yeah, I love Geiger. I was really happy to see Omar name Jeff Johns as one of his Mount Rushmore, because you guys know my Mount Rushmore. Jeff Johns would have been right there in the first thought. I love Jeff Johns. Top 2 votes were going to Golden Age Legion and Abnett Lanning Legion. I love it. Well, Silver Age. So it really is not a Golden Age League. I get it. Frederico says, I voted as soon as they opened it and finished before they got off the air. That's amazing, brother. Good for you. Frederico, did you use all your votes on Legion stuff? I voted just the top 3 books, Legion. I disciplined myself to only vote for 3 Legion books. Rand says, I cannot wait for DCKO. Dude, I'm the same way. I love Joshua Williamson. I love Scott Snyder. That DCKO stuff is going to be awesome. Oh, I meant Bronze Age. I know what you meant, Mr. Negative. Did you finish Avengers Johns? Yes, I loved Jeff Johns and Coipel's Avengers. It is one of my favorite books that I've read this year. I was trying to come up with my halfway. I've come up with top 3 omnibuses that I've read in 2026. And I'm planning on doing a video of it, but I'll tell you guys, let me give it one. I'll give it now and I'll switch up the video. It is Superman, the new Krypton Saga, number 1. It is Avengers by Johns and Coipel, number 2. And it's Kieran Gillen's Uncanny X-Men, number 3. Those are my top 3. I can expand it if I have to, but that's just, now that it's halfway point of the year, I started looking at some year-end stuff. Those are my best things that I've read in 2026. And those are all books that have come out. They're all books that have come out. I think Avengers came out in December, maybe end of 25. But yeah, I love the Avengers by Johns and Coipel. It's great. Let's see. Mount Rushmore is near mint condition. ChubbyRay Comics, Omnibo, and Omnidog. Hashtag Trash Can Fam. Thanks, brother. I do like the Trash Can Fam. I appreciate it. For new DC finest, Mr. Negative went for Firestorm and Martian Manhunter. Martian Manhunter is very good. I think Firestorm has a really good shot of either winning or coming in second. I think it's going to be Legends of the Dark Knight number 1, Firestorm 2. I think those are pretty solidly going to finish very high up. I wanted Hawkman. In the continuing series, I really wanted to put Hawkman, but I ran out of room. And I wanted the Atom, because I love the Atom stuff, man. It's so good. I wanted, especially Ray Palmer. I love the Ray Palmer stuff. But I wanted Atom stuff, and I wanted the Ray and Our Man. God, I thought that stuff was all good, but I ran out of room. You'll find out how I voted when I put the video out, but you know. Curious to see how we get 5,000 subscribers after Omar joined us on the roundtable. Well, I don't know. Yeah. Boy, wouldn't that be something? Omar's been so responsible. When I appeared on his stream is when I had the first surge of subscribers. And now, by the way, We are 50 some odd. We are only 50 some odd people away from 5,000. I'd have never thought 5,000 was possible. It's amazing. That's really good. Nick says, I wanted the Adam as well. Didn't get a vote though. Yeah. That it was hard. It was hard because in figuring out, you've only got so many votes. So that makes it so hard. You know, and what got me was, you know, world's finest, Batman, Superman. How could you not vote for world's finest? You know what I mean? And it was killing me. It killed me to not put a vote for the Atom. You know what I mean? It was killing me, but I had to vote for world's finest. All right. Had to do it. Had to vote. Let's see. Carl says, all right, Carl, the giveaway is Saturday. Carl, we're doing the giveaway Saturday. And I will definitely want you. I definitely want you. And I'll send you an invite. I'll want you because you're the one who donated the book. So I will want you on the screen with me when we do the giveaway. When I do the countdown and I throw stuff in the trash, I want you to be on with me. Now, Friday night is when I'm going to read all of the entries. I will read all the entries tomorrow, or Friday, excuse me. Tomorrow, I will read all the entries. Friday, I will read all the entries. And then Saturday is when we do the giveaway. By the way, Gun Fanatic says, 5K, Ray, we got that. That's awesome. Thank you, Gun Fanatic. Yeah, when we hit the 5K, guys, when we hit the 5K to celebrate getting to 5,000 subscribers, the giveaway is the Secret Wars Omnibus. We're giving away the Secret Wars Omnibus. That is the giveaway. So I cannot wait. I cannot wait until we give that away. And that's coming really soon. Plus, we will also give away for one of the random commenters on any of my lives. I'm going to go through all the different live streams and we're just going to pick a random commenter. That person is getting X-Men The Hidden Years by John Byrne. You guys are getting this, or someone's going to get this omnibus. So anybody who's commenting today, you're eligible to win that. All right. Anybody who's commented on a live video, you will get that, which is pretty cool. Is it a joke? I'm not giving away. Anybody who says I'm giving away a Batmobile is lying. I am not giving away a Batmobile. There is no Batmobile being given away. Gary D says, thank you, man. Wanted to do a super chat to thank you for sending the Spider-Man omnibus. I did receive it. Well, Gary D, thank you, brother. Thank you. My wife sent that. I'm glad you got it. That's awesome, pal. I hope it was. I know she packaged the hell out of it. She packaged it good. So I'm glad you got it, buddy. It makes me happy. In fact, I actually have, she sent me emails. My wife sent me UPS tracking, and this is tracking for, I think it's Frederico. I've got tracking for, let's see. I'm trying to go to where, all right, USPS, USPS. All right, Frederico, here's your package. Your package is in, Your package is just somehow your package has just left my city and is flying on its way to wherever the hell the next. It's on the way to the next delivery. So, yeah, yours hasn't gone that far. Sorry, Federico. Next Tuesday, yours is on the way to the next destination. Let me see. Because my wife is now sending me, she's sending me these tracking of the stuff that's being mailed out. So I can now track. But it looks like a bunch of stuff just got delivered, of which Gary D, yours was one. Thank you for the super chat, my friend. That is awesome. It makes me happy. So we will be giving this book away, Batman Detective Comics by Peter J. Tomasi. We're giving it away Saturday. Saturday, guys. The giveaway happens for this book. Now, if someone would like to win this book, here's how you get entered. We're going to do a drawing. We will do a drawing by pulling names out of this and throwing them in the trash. We will throw them in the trash until there's one left. Whoever the last one left is, that'll be the person that wins the book. Now, in order to get in the Rice Krispies Cup of Death, you have to either be a subscriber to this YouTube page. If you are a subscriber to the YouTube page, I will possibly draw your name out of this spindle. And let me show the spindle so you know what I'm talking about. I can draw your name out of the spindle, and you can end up that way, getting in the cup. Or we could do a random drawing, which is when we scroll through all of the comments on today's show, and I just land on one of the comments. And if I land on your comment, or if you're adjacent, you can be put into an entry that way. Or you can enter by going to the Patreon page. If you go to the Patreon page, ChubbyRayComics.com. If you go ChubbyRayComics.com, you can leave a comment. And if you leave a comment at ChubbyRayComics.com, you will then be put into the elimination spinning wheel. You will get put into the elimination spinning wheel. And that spinning wheel will, the person who is left in the spinning wheel, you will get entered into the cup. So these are the ways you win. In fact, let me start right now, and I'm going to put up a Patreon. Let me enter it right now. I'm going to enter right now. As soon as Patreon, hold on, Patreon's making me, do something. Okay. I'm going to create right now a comment on this post, and you will be entered. All right. So I'm going to do that right now. And then anybody who comments, you can be put into the drawing to be entered. Okay. And I'm just going to say comment here for a chance at the detective Omnibus. Okay. So all you have to do is comment. All you have to do is comment. And hold on, let me, I should redo this. Let me edit it. Hold on. All right, there we go. Free access. Okay, now I've made it free. I've made it free. So even if you're not a Patreon member, you can comment. Go to ChubbyRayComics.com and just make a comment under the Patreon giveaway. Comment to enter drawing. Just put a comment up and you will end up on the spinning wheel. All right. It is that easy. You will end up on the spinning wheel. And this will give you a chance to win the omnibus. We're giving it away Saturday. So I want to get one of the entries in. I want to get people in. Let me get a, by the way, Carl, look at this, guys. I don't know if you guys see this. My buddy Carl, he just said he's upgrading his Justice League. Look at this. Carl just sent me this picture. How fantastic is that? He says he's upgrading his Justice League collection. He got New 52, Volume 1 and 2. Carl, you're going to love it. He got Justice League by Snyder, 1 and 2. He got East to West by Hickman. Oh, and Fear Agent, Rick Remender, 1 and 2. Way to go, brother. Way to go. That is awesome. All right, let me turn on the phones. I want to turn on the phones because I see there are people trying to call in. So let me turn on the phones. I'll turn on the phones and put them live so you guys can call in. All right. Let me make this live. All right. Now you guys can call in. And you know the number is 815-414-2125 is the phone number. As Christina calls it, dial a nerd. That, by the way, I'm in that scenario, the nerd is me. Thank you, Christina. That's not offensive at all. Thank you so much for that. Good Lord. And I am not giving away a Batmobile. All right. Papa John, I'm not giving away a Batmobile. I'm sorry you're having car problems, but I'm not giving away a Batmobile. All right. Who started the Batmobile draw? Some a-hole in the chat room started it. I don't know which one it was, but it was one of you a-holes in the chat room. Howdy, Ray Trash Can fam. Sadly, I missed the stream, but I hope it went well. Wasabi, it was great. Are we doing this? Thunder, we're going to do the wheel tonight, buddy. Yeah, everybody should be going to ChubbyRayComics.com. People should be going there right now and commenting. In fact, we should already have 20 comments or this stream's not worth shite, as one of my friends in the UK would say. If we're not already near 20 comments, maybe it's time to just give up. That's what I'm thinking. I am Carl. What's the eBay seller you're talking about the other day? Earthquake Comics. Oh, let's see. Next Tuesday needs his connection. Carl says, "Can you ship the Batmobile?" No, I'm not. I'm not giving away a Batmobile. I'm certainly not giving away a Batmobile, and I will not ship one to Brazil, for God's sakes. What if we all comment? No, there is not and will never be a Batmobile giveaway. And I will not use the Batcopter to deliver the Batmobile. Oh my God. Patrick says Ray never answers any comment from. No, oh, you're talking about Carl, I hope, because I try to answer as many as I can. We're all nerds, Ray. Embrace that shit. Thank you, buddy. Gary D says, Far Sender, it's not a joke. It's real. No, it is a joke. It's a bad joke. It is a bad joke. Patrick says it was probably Tom. You're right. It probably was Tom. Someone who's supposed to, Tom's supposed to be my producer. He's supposed to be my supporter. He's supposed to be basically my co-host, but yet he's hanging me out to dry. He probably is the one that created it. You're right. All right, here we go, guys. I'm going to draw. These are the members. These are the members that are getting put in. All right. These are the members that are getting put in to the Rice Krispie Cup. All right. Let's see who we got here. Let's go. Oh, hold on. Hold on. I just spilled a bunch. Number 1, Marvel Trucker Chris. Marvel Trucker Chris, you are in, buddy. You're number 1. All right. Let's see. Number 2, Dan Swinson. Dan, you're in, buddy. You're in. All right. Number 3, Wes Wiggins. But I think Wes has this omnibus. Wes, let me know if you want to give this to someone else or if I should draw another one. All right. Let's see here. JD Schlageter, you're in, buddy. So that's what? 4. We'll do one more. Do one more. All right, here we go. I grabbed 2. Jack Solo, you're in. And here's the other one. Goomba Guy. All right, there you go. Those are the people. Those are the ones that are put in. All right. You guys are going in. No, someone is not going through the change. I don't know what you're implying. There's no one going through a change. Ray, will the Batmobile include free? No, we're not giving away a Batmobile, Gun Fanatic. There's no Batmobile being given away. I'm about to crack open Tynan's Batman Omnibus Volume 1. I've never read anything from that run, but I bought Volume 1 and 2 solely based on your enthusiasm. AC, I guarantee you're going to love their Dark Designs. I guarantee you're going to love it. All right? Please let me know what you think. I'm very interested in what you think. You'll love it. It's one of the first stories. Their Dark Designs. There is no giveaway for a Batmobile. Wes says, I missed the whole interview. The interview, Wes, I don't know if you guys like it from a viewer standpoint, but I loved it. Interviewing Omar is one of my highlights. I enjoyed interviewing Omar more than I enjoyed interviewing any famous person. I've interviewed a lot of famous people, but Omar was a very easy interview. He was very good, and I really enjoyed it, Wes. And I hope you enjoyed it too. Wes, John says, Ray, do you like Punchline? Yeah, I like Punchline a lot. I think Punchline was a great Tynan creation. Mainline says, I got to share my haul that came in today. New Avengers 1 and 2. Awesome. Infinite Crisis. Superman by Tomasi. Boy, put it up on the Discord. Put it on the Discord, Mainline. Put it on the Discord. We would love to see that. I love seeing hauls. You guys' hauls make my day. I think it's great. Xbox says, we just drew your name, Wes. Wes, yeah, I just drew your name. But I'm under the impression that you have this omnibus, right? So should I draw somebody else or should we put someone else in? Because here's who just went in. Dan Swinson, who I just dropped on the floor. So we got Dan Swinson. We have Marvel Trucker Chris. We have Goomba Guy. JD Schlageter. Jack Solo. And Wes Wiggins. But I'm pretty sure you had it, Wes. So I was just going to skip you. But let me know. Let me know if I'm wrong. All right. Yeah, he says you can give it. All right. Okay. So, Wes, I'm going to put you back in. You don't win. And we'll just go with these 5. So these 5 going in. Tom, let's do a rando. Let's do a rando. By the way, everyone, if you would please, go to ChubbyRayComics.com. ChubbyRayComics.com and make a comment, and you could get in this, because the last thing we're going to do on the show is we're going to do an elimination wheel spin. All right. So we will do an elimination wheel spin at the end of the show. So comment. All right. Comment if you would. And Tom, let's do a random giveaway. All right. Let's do a random giveaway. I want you to count over 25 and under 100. All right. Here we go, guys. Random commenter to be given away. We'll pick the commenter 2 above, 2 below. All right. 3, 2, 1. Tom, start counting. Go, buddy. I'm scrolling up. I know there's a ton of comments, and I know there's a bunch of comments during the Omar interview. I did not have time to look at the comments, guys, because I was really trying to focus on the interview. So please forgive me. Please forgive me for not highlighting the comments during the interview, because next time I have Omar on, next time he's on, I'll take questions and super chats and all that stuff the next time I have him on. But I just wanted to concentrate on the interview because I didn't want to not pay attention. You know, a good interview listens to his guest, and I just wanted to do that for the first one. So it wasn't anything against you guys, but you know, when I do these roundtable interviews, I want the person going away saying they enjoyed the interview, and that's really important to me. Very important to me. All right, here we go. All right, now I'm screaming down, Tom. Tom, time for me to start screaming down, buddy. I'm streaming down. I've gotten all the way to the top. There's a ton of comments today. Oh, I just got the text, guys. Just got the text. All right. Here we go. Get your earplugs and your legal waivers ready, because it's time for tonight's main event. Tonight's rando is very randy. They have been sweating bullets while hiding out in Gun Fanatic's secret, heavily fortified bathroom. He has officially run out of luck. This rando has no choice but to be chosen to be chucked headfirst into the Rice Krispies cup of death, proudly sponsored by the Feces and Felonies podcast. And honestly, the less said about that, it's better for everyone's mental health. There is no Feces and Felonies podcast. But wait, the plot thickens like stale gravy. Chubby Ray, in his infinite microscopic wisdom, has decided to point this greasy finger at Thunder Flash and AC, claiming that they have orchestrated a high-stakes, low-brain cell rigging heist just to get this poor, unsuspecting rando chucked into the infamous hashtag #TrashCanFam pre-basket entry. Classic Chubby Ray Comics, always blaming the tech instead of the wreck. And now, broadcasting live straight from next Tuesday's underground pizza basement, located deep in the heart of Uranus, where we all know the best fudge is officially packed and manufactured. He started that joke on my other show this morning. I should have known he was going to keep it up. The moment you've all been dreading is tonight's rando, and that is, here is tonight's rando, everybody. I am Carl. Well, I am Carmel. I am Carl is the one giving it away. It's his book. I am Carl. Well, Carl, congratulations. You are going in. Unbelievable. Underneath Carl is Tom Rigged. It's Tom. How in the hell did Tom get in again? And underneath Tom is the phenomenal AC. Above Carl is who we got here? Micronese or Mr. Icon Reese. Mr. Icon Reese. And Omnibuses Cafe. All right. There you go. Plus Carl. And are we well, Carl can't get it. Carl can't get it. It's his book. It's his book. Above Omnibuses Cafe is Gun Fanatic. Okay, Gun Fanatic. So here we go. All right, that's who's winning. Let me count these tickets so I can print them all up, guys. Or so I can get them so I can put them in the bowl. 4, 5. All right, here we go. All right. Let me start filling out some tickets. Let me start filling out before I forget names here. It was Tom, AC, who are the other ones? Help me out, guys. Gun Fanatic. Omnibuses Cafe, and Icon Reese. One, two, 3, 4, 5. All right. Those are the 5. There you go, guys. That's who got in. All right. Let's see. And then we have let me get the guys who are picked. Jack Solo. JD Schlager. Goomba. Got Goomba guy. We got Marvel Trucker Chris. And Dan Swinson. There you go. Those are the guys that get it. Who's not in? Who's a regular? Who's one of my biggest? Who would consider themselves the biggest fan of ChubbyRay Comics Live that didn't get in? Who would consider themselves? This is not for the bat. There is no Batmobile. Who would consider themselves the biggest fan of this show that has not gotten in the drawing? Who would consider themselves to be that person? Patrick says he doesn't have one. All right. Well, Patrick, you're in, buddy. You are in because I accidentally pulled one too many blank tickets, so you're getting on one. You're getting on one of those tickets. So, Gracie Patrick, you are getting in. All right. Has everybody gone to ChubbyRayComics.com and commented? Make sure to put anybody who wants to win that omnibus, go to ChubbyRayComics.com and put your comment in. And then what's going to happen is Thunder is going to put the wheel up and we'll do an elimination wheel. All right. And then Carl and I are going to draw. We are going to draw Saturday night. All right. Go ahead, comment now, because I'll be cutting off the comments. Chip Crisper, did you put a comment in there? Chip Crisper, you're not in? Hold on. Crisper, I'll put you in. All right. I mean, what kind of drawing is it going to be? It will not feel the same. It will not feel the same if I don't throw Crisper into the trash. Because it wouldn't even be an omnibus drawing if Crisper doesn't end up in the trash. Crisper and LP, they have to be thrown in the trash for every giveaway. Or it's not a giveaway. All right, Crisper. Crisper, I'm putting you in, buddy. All right. Okay. Thunder, as soon as you're ready, send it. Send it over, buddy. As soon as you're ready, send it over, and I will do, this is how we'll wrap up the show tonight. I will do the drawing. Love it. As soon as Thunder sends it over, guys, that's how we'll wrap up tonight's show. Do we get a free tank of gas with that? You're not getting nobody's getting a Batmobile. There's no Batmobile being given away. There's especially no gas in a Batmobile. Certainly not happening. Hi, you're on ChubbyRay Comics.
Hi, I want the Batmobile now.
You're getting I don't have a Batmobile.
Well, then, can I come on Morning Disaster Wednesday and hang out with you guys?
Do we have anything planned? I mean, as long as Christina didn't have anything planned, I'm fine with it.
Because Wednesday is the anniversary of me coming to visit you guys.
Oh, really? Oh, that's actually good. Yeah. Send a message to Christina and have her send the link out to you in the morning. I'm fine with it.
Okay.
Wouldn't bother me. As long as we don't get there's no feedback.
By the way, LP said, didn't Batman, when he went to the change, buy himself a certain Batmobile?
There is no Batmobile. Tell LP. Well, I'll tell LP. And no Batgirl is coming with the Batmobile.
All right, Ray. I'll let you get your wheel of the Batmobile going. So
thank you.
All right. Bye.
Your call. Good Lord. I can't believe he called during. Why would he call during this show? Oh, good old Tom. Are you giving away Secret War? I am giving away Secret Wars. I'm giving away the Jonathan Hickman Secret Wars. I'm giving that away for 5,000. I'm giving that away for 5,000 subscribers. Once we get to 5,000 subscribers, that's being given away. And right now we're at 4,944 subscribers. There you go. 4,944 subscribers. Wow. That's amazing. Hi, you're on ChubbyRay Comics.
Hey, Ray, it's Aaron. Yeah, I'm the quote a-hole that came up with the Batmobile idea. And I think it's going really well. It's getting a lot of traction.
You're the one. Who is this? Who is this again?
It's Aaron.
Aaron, you came up with the Batmobile idea?
Do you see how much it impressed Omar? Like, dude, I'm just so excited about this. Everybody loves the idea, man. You're killing it with this.
I'm not giving away a Batmobile. Unbelievable. Oh,
I'm just so excited. I'm thrilled. I'm just over the moon about this. Great job tonight, by the way. Omar was awesome. You were awesome.
Yeah, he was great. He was great, man. I really enjoyed it. I appreciate it, Aaron. I'll never forget the Batmobile thing, but I do appreciate it.
All right.
Thanks, buddy. Unbelievable. That's who came up with it, was Aaron? Oh, God. Yeah. There's no Batmobile. $6,000 for there's no Batmobile giveaway. I'm not denying anything. I am denying the Batmobile. For the record, everything Tom said was obviously no. Tom is extremely inaccurate. Oh my God. Hello, you're on ChubbyRay Comics.
Hello?
Yes.
Is this where we call in for the free Batmobile?
There is no Batmobile.
What? There's no Batmobile?
We're not giving away a Batmobile. No matter what you've heard, I'm not giving away a Batmobile.
Hang on a second. Hang on. Darlene, tell the children Christmas is canceled.
Oh, I don't blame me for your children's canceled Christmas. How dare you? Oh my God. What is wrong with you people? All right. Thunder, have we got the wheel made? Is the wheel been made? No, we're not giving away a Spidey mobile either. Cancel Christmas because of ChubbyRay Comics. It's not my fault that Christmas is being canceled. All right, you guys, are we ready for the wheel? This is the final thing. This is the final thing we're going to do on the show today. Final thing we're doing is the wheel. Hello, you're on ChubbyRay Comics.
Does the Batmobile come with the nice rubber floor mats?
No, there's no Batmobile. There's no Batmobile. I'm
No
certainly not going to buy floor mats for it.
Oh,
sorry.
All righty then.
Yeah, sorry. No Batmobile. Good Lord, what is wrong with you guys? All right, let's wrap up the show. Let's wrap it up with the giveaway. Are you guys ready? Let's see who got in. And we're going to do an elimination. We are going to do an elimination wheel. All right, let me take one more call. Hello, you're on ChubbyRay Comics. Hello. All right, thank you so much. All right, let me I'm going to remove the phone. No more phones, guys. I got to remove it because we got to do the wheel. So I got to turn off the I have to turn off the share. No, I can't take calls, guys. You guys, I can't take any more calls because I've got the wheel logged on. Sorry. Yeah, I can't take calls. I'll have to do it tomorrow. All right, I'm hanging. Not giving away a Batman bus pass. What's wrong with you? All right, here we go. I'm going to get the wheel. All right, here we go. It's not a Batmobile giveaway. It's not a Batmobile giveaway, Thunder. All right, guys, I see everybody's on. I'm going to spin. Every time we spin, someone is going to be eliminated. The person left remaining, you will get in. Patrick Gracie, sorry, buddy, you're the first one. Patrick, you're the first one eliminated, pal. Let's see who's gonna get in the Rice Krispies cup of death. Who's getting in? Oh, Joey Morales. Sorry, Joey. You are eliminated, my man. Oh, it's tough when there's this many. Tough when there's this many. Raul. Oh, my God. How does Raul have such bad luck? Raul gets eliminated early every time. Every time. All right, here's who's next. Here we go, guys. Aaron. Oh, sorry, buddy. Galendowski. I thought for sure Galendowski would stay on. No, sorry, buddy. All right, let's see who's next. Who's next? Who's getting removed next? Russell. Oh, dude. John 678. Congratulations, dude. We eliminate Russell. All right, who's next? Who's it going to be? Roy. Sorry, Roy. Roy, you're. Oh, wait a minute. Why was Roy not eliminated? Why I don't know why Roy was not eliminated. Crap. Roy should have been eliminated. I hit the wrong button. I don't know how to. I'll spin again. Sorry, Roy. You're eliminated. If you're one of the final two, you're gonna be eliminated, pal. Nick Norris. Sorry, Nick Norris. Sorry, Nick Norris. Gary D. Glory be. The phone Gary D. Oss AC. Sorry, buddy. Oh. Shockmaster General. The Shockmaster General. Sorry, my man. All right, let's keep it spinning. Brant. Squints. Sorry, pal. You're eliminated. We're keeping it going. Jesus Peralta. Sorry, Jesus. Jesus. Sorry, my brother. Wasabi. What's going on, Wasabi? Let's see who's next. Chip Crisper. Sorry, Chip. LP. Oh, LP. Dude. Who's next to go? John 678. Sorry, buddy. Who's next? Who's next to go, guys? Hassam. Down. Endless. Sorry, Endless. Let's see who's next. Rigged. All right, there we go. Roy's finally gone. Roy should have been gone a lot earlier. My bad. All right, who's next? Noah. All right, Noah. I was thinking Noah could win again. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 9 left. All right, I've made my pick. I made my pick who I think is going to win. All right, made my pick. Federico, sorry, brother. Sorry, Federico. Next Tuesday. Sorry, pal. The guy I picked is still there. Jack Solo, you're next, pal. Phenomenal AC is who I picked, by the way. He's still alive. Phenomenal AC is still alive. Let's see who's next. Thunderflash. Oh, sorry, Thunderflash. Thunderflash has never won. Papa John, sorry, brother. By the way, my pick was Phenomenal AC. He's still alive, guys. Phenomenal AC is still alive. As is Tom. And as is Chris. But Abner is also available. Let's see which one's going to get left out here. It's going to be Tom. Bye, Tom. All right, this means Phenomenal AC, Marvel Trucker Chris, and Abner are all going in. However, one of them is going in twice. All right? One of them is going in twice. Let's see who it's going to be. It's not going to be Abner because Abner has just been eliminated. Is it going to be Marvel Trucker Chris? Or is it going to be my pick? My pick, Phenomenal AC. And wouldn't that be something if Phenomenal AC wins, considering I picked him to be the guy to win? I think that would be pretty impressive. I think that would be impressive on my part. Here we go. Let's see. Let's see who wins. Is it Chris or AC? It's going to be Marvel Trucker Chris. Congratulations, brother. Congratulations, Marvel Trucker Chris. That is awesome. Good for you, buddy. Marvel Trucker Chris, you're getting 2 entries. AC, you will get 1 entry. You will get 1 entry. All right. All right, let me get this figured out. I will fill these out and I will fill these out and we'll get all you guys in. So the last 3 were Abner, Chris, and AC. But Chris, you're getting 2 entries put in. Congratulations to you, brother. All right. There you go, guys. There you go. Remember, Friday's show, I'm going to read everybody that's in the cup. Then Saturday's show, we will do the actual drawing. And the last person left The last person left will be the winner of the Detective Comics by Peter J. Tomasi. All right. There you go. I thought that was another great spin. Another great spin of the elimination wheel. I love the elimination wheel. Love it. All right. Thanks for commenting at ChubbyRay Comics, guys. ChubbyRayComics.com. Hey, I wanted to take a second to remind you guys, our friend Adam, the new website is crooksbanditscomics.com. Go to crooksbanditscomics.com and put in your orders and use the code ChubbyRay Comics to get $2 off per book. All right. Use the code ChubbyRay Comics to get $2 off per book. All right. And then you can get in. By the way, I have an extra ticket. I did rip off one ticket too many, so I'm gonna fill it. I'm going to fill it with someone who I really want. I will take joy in throwing this person into the garbage. So let me hold on. I will fill it out. I'm going to fill it out with a darker marker, and you guys can see who I will take joy in throwing into the garbage. LP, you just won yourself a slot in the cup. All right. There you go, LP. Oh my God. By the way, Hassam says, not going to lie, Crooks Bandits Comics new website looks amazing. That's awesome, man. That is awesome. Way to go. Yeah, you guys go to Crooks Bandits Comics. Adam's worried. What happened was, it's a crazy story. I'll let him come on and explain it, but it's crazy. They tried to hijack and steal. The company that helped him design the website, they tried to keep his username. He bought crooksandbanditscomics.com, but they registered the domain and they tried to kidnap his domain. They wouldn't give it up to him unless he paid $2,500 or something, which is crazy. So, yeah. So he had to change the name. Now it's crooksbanditscomics.com. Gary D says, Ray and everyone, good night and always enjoy whatever collected editions you love. Thanks, Gary D. And I want to thank everybody. You guys, it was I really enjoyed the Omar interview. Omar is great. I loved it. I thought he was fantastic. The audience, you guys are great. I'll invite Omar to come back again. I know he's so crushed for time, but I was able to at least get an hour with him today, and I really, really appreciated it and enjoyed it. And next time I have him on, though, I promise I won't take up the whole time myself just interviewing him. I will let you guys ask a lot more questions, okay? I will definitely let you guys ask some questions as well, all right? I want to thank you guys for coming in tonight. It was a very fun show. I really enjoyed myself. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it as well. I hope you'll come back tomorrow for the ChubbyRay Comics live, ChubbyRay Comics live stream. All right. ChubbyRay Comics live stream will be coming tomorrow at 5 p.m. Central Time. Okay, you guys. And last but not least, no Batmobile. All right. No Batmobile. I will talk to you guys later. Take care. And have a great night, everybody. So long. You guys are great. Love you.